Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something you see literally every single day, but probably never really think about, the blue sky. And we're going to see why that beautiful blue dome above us might just be one of the grandest optical illusions on the planet.
So, let's just start with this one simple question. What if everything you think you know about the color of the sky is, well, wrong? What if that bright, comforting blue is just a thin veil hiding a pretty incredible and, honestly, a disorienting truth? I mean, look at this contrast. On the left, that's our view from Earth, what feels like a huge, bright blue dome all around us. But on the right, that's the cosmic reality. Our atmosphere is just this incredibly thin, glowing film stretched over absolute total blackness. This is the paradox we're diving into.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Our first section puts it bluntly, the sky is a lie. We're going to start peeling back this illusion and see what's actually going on up there.
Think about this for a second. Your gut instinct tells you that if you fly up towards the sky, you're getting closer to whatever is making that blue color, right? But the exact opposite is true. As you go up, the blue gets thinner, and then, poof, it's just gone. You're suddenly plunged into this shocking, deep darkness, even with the sun still shining right there beside you. Now, here's where things get really wild. This very modern, scientific fact of space travel, it seems to have been described with incredible accuracy in a text from 1400 years ago. It's a riddle that kind of bridges centuries.
So here's the quote. It comes from Surah Al-Hijr in the Quran. It's describing people ascending up into the heavens, and instead of finding clarity, they find complete confusion. They'd say, "Our eyes have been dazzled, intoxicated. We are a people bewitched." Those are some very specific, very strange words to describe moving closer to the sun, aren't they?
And that key word here is sukrat. You can see it doesn't just mean blinded. It's this idea of being intoxicated or dazzled, of your vision becoming so confused that you just can't believe what you're seeing. It's the feeling that your own eyes are playing tricks on you.
So how in the world can science explain that feeling, that sensation of being dazzled and bewitched? Well, it all comes down to the physics of light and why our sky is blue in the first place. Let's crack this code. The process is called Rayleigh Scattering, and here's the simple version. First, sunlight, which actually has all the colors of the rainbow packed inside it, enters our atmosphere. Second, that light starts bumping into all the tiny gas molecules, mostly nitrogen and oxygen. Third, and this is the key, those little molecules scatter the shorter blue light waves way more than any of the other colors. And finally, our eyes see all this scattered blue light coming at us from every direction, which is why we see a blue sky.
So here's the thing you have to remember. The blue color isn't a property of the sky. It's an effect created by the air. So you take away the air, when you fly up above the atmosphere, and there's nothing left to scatter the sunlight. The effect just vanishes instantly. And the sky goes right back to its default setting, pitch black.
So how does this science actually match up with the real-world experience of modern astronauts? Let's take a look.
Down here on Earth, the sun's light gets scattered and diffused, creating this soft, bright haze. But in space, it is completely different. Astronauts describe the sun as being this viciously bright, sharp spotlight in a room that is otherwise completely dark. They call it the daylight-darkness paradox, and it is one of the most jarring sights in all of space travel.
I mean, just try to imagine how disorienting that would be. You see the single brightest thing you can imagine, the sun, but it's not lighting up anything around it. The sky is a deep, velvety black, and that switch from blue to black isn't gradual, it's sudden. It's a visual that just breaks all the rules your brain has learned on Earth. It's no wonder astronauts say it feels unreal, like a hallucination or a magic trick. They feel, well, bewitched.
And this brings us right to this fascinating crossroads. On one side, we have modern physics and astronaut testimony. And on the other, we have this ancient text describing a remarkably similar psychological reaction to the exact same physical event.
Now, there are a couple of main ways to look at this ancient text. The first is that it's purely a metaphor, a lesson about spiritual blindness, that even if you showed some people a miracle, they still wouldn't believe it. The other way is that, yeah, the spiritual lesson is there, but the physical description it uses as the setup is just startlingly accurate, scientifically flawless even.
And this really is the central question, isn't it? Why would a person standing on the ground 1400 years ago ever think that getting closer to the sun would make things darker and more confusing? It's completely counterintuitive. Logically, you'd think things would get brighter and clearer. It feels like an astronaut's insight, not a ground observer's guess.
So what's the big takeaway from all of this? The universe itself isn't blue. It is fundamentally black. Our perception of a blue sky is a beautiful, fragile, and completely local illusion created by the tiny bubble of air we happen to live in. It's a pretty good reminder that what we see isn't always what's true.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If our most basic daily observation, the very color of the sky, is an illusion, it really makes you wonder, what else are we looking at every single day, completely convinced of its reality, that we are seeing totally and completely wrong? Thanks for joining me.